School in the country, the Buckeye faithful, well represented. Sean Godet to kick it away. Ray Small set to return it for Ohio State. And the All-State BCS National Championship game is underway. This is Jamario O'Neal from the 15. Breaks it to the outside, and he is dropped at the 22 by R.J. Jackson. Well, here come the Buckeyes offensively. 23-year-old first-year starter is Todd Beckman. Came to Ohio State in 2003, took a red shirt in 04. In 05 and 06, was a number 3 quarterback behind Troy Smith and Justin Zwick. Only played in 6 games until this year. He's only lost once. He's thrown 23 touchdowns against 12 interceptions. The Buckeyes start in a 2-tailback set.
And Brandon Sane at fullback.
Play action. First down, incomplete, and right from the get-go, Beckman knocked to the deck by Ricky Jean-Francois. The Buckeyes offensively, all Big Ten performer at left tackle in Alex Boone. A 4-year starter in Kirk Barton on the right side. Chris Wells rushed for nearly 1,500 yards as a sophomore. Beckman's favorite target, Brian Robisky, caught 50 passes during the season. This is Chris Wells. He plows ahead out to the 28-yard line. 3rd down and 5 upcoming for Ohio State. LSU sports a number 3 ranked defense in college football. Their all-world defensive tackle is Glenn Dorsey. Linebacking core, Ali Highsmith, a senior, an All-American, an All-SEC performer in the middle, Derry Beckwith, and Craig Steltz, a first-team All-American at strong safety.
2 tailbacks. Yeah, sorry, Tom. 2 tailbacks in the game again. This is Brandon Sane, the second tailback here on the wing. That's Wells moving out.
Empty backfield. Robisky, that is a first down out to the 36-yard line. So an early 3rd down conversion for Ohio State.
I think what we will see early as they pick up the first down from Ohio State and Jim Tressel in his play calling is he's going to call this game in reverse to start. He wants Todd Beckman, his quarterback, to get comfortable, get his confidence back. Short throws that he can complete, spread the field, even though they're not a spread team, using spread principles to try and get LSU out of that 8-man in the box defensive alignment.
Wells, a big burst to the outside. Beanie Wells to the 30, the 20. Lunge for a tackle. Touchdown, Buckeyes, 65 yards. .65 yards, a career-long touchdown burst for Chris Wells. What a start again in a title game for Ohio State.
Last year, a kickoff return on the opening kick of the game against Florida. Now, early in the game, Beanie Wells goes the distance.
Ryan Pretorius, a point after. We're not even a minute 30 into this All-State BCS National Championship game. And an early blow delivered by the Buckeyes. Chris Wells, 65 yards, 7-0, Ohio State.
The road is not filled with drivers. It's filled with people. So let's treat people more like they're in our home and less like they're in our way. Allstate believes safe drivers should get an extra reward. Introducing the Safe Driving Bonus Check. It's time to make the world a better place to drive. That's Allstate stand. Are you in good hands?
Nissan engineers know the backbone of any truck is its frame. That's why the Nissan Titan's frame is fully boxed. Unlike competitors' C-frames that are prone to flexing, our box frame is the strongest truck frame we've ever built. Just one more reason, it's the Titan of trucks. The 2008 full-size Nissan Titan.
Hey Derek, what's the deal with the special burger?
Well, why don't you try calling it by its proper name, Jason? It's called the Special Secret Double Deluxe Bistro Burger.
I'll be sure to do that. How do you make it?
Well, you get you some raw meat, you ball it up, and put it on a plate.
That sounds gross. Derek? Hey, man, I didn't mean... If you want raw meat on a plate, you got it.
Switch to the network you can trust. AT&T. Get our exclusive smartphones, now only $99.99.
Nick, that was your 10th straight killer presentation, an amazing string of new business wins. How do you explain this sudden increase in productivity?
I've just been working really hard.
People are saying that this surge in productivity just isn't natural.
Hey, you know, guys, a great year, breaks a few sales records. You guys just assume the worst.
You have been uncannily productive, Nick.
Nick, some are speculating that you're using productivity enhancers.
That's it, I'm done. This
how do you explain it?
Don't miss an all-new celebrity edition of Fifth Grader with the president's cousin, Billy Bush.
Just give me the $1 million and I'll leave.
Will he pass the test?
This is humiliating.
It's the family reputation on the line.
Are you smarter than a Fifth Grader celebrity edition Thursday at 8/7 Central on Fox?
Chris Wells, the longest touchdown run in a BCS championship game. Senior Kirk Martin and that offensive line helped lead the way.
This is an offensive line that was so maligned after last year's game. And what a terrific start for them, chopping a big hole early in the defensive front of LSU and springing Chris Wells.
Aaron Petrie had the ball fall off the tee. He's set to kick it away. And waiting back for the Tigers. Number 8, Trendon Holiday, and number 5, Keelan Williams. Booming kick by Petrie. Williams will take a knee in the end zone. Let's go back to the touchdown by Beanie Wells.
Watch offensive line. Ben Person, number 63. He's the first guy. He's going to come around. And watch right here. Alex Boone gets to the second level for the block, which allows Wells with the vision to go the distance. Look at that. There's Person. Boone on the second level, getting on the safety Curtis Taylor. And Wells with great vision on the cutback, and then he outruns the All-American Craig Stelz to the end zone.
Well, now LSU gets a football led by their senior quarterback, Matt Flynn, who patiently waited his turn behind Matt Monk and Jamarcus Russell his first 3 seasons at LSU. This is Jacob Hester, and not much running room. Tripped up by Marcus Freeman after a gain of 3. The Tigers up front, all SEC performers in black. Johnson, 28 consecutive starts for Helms in the middle. Weapons all over the field. Hester rushed for better than 1,000 yards. A trio of outstanding receivers. Key Singer gets a start at tight end. Richard Dixon will get a lot of playing time. Richard Murphy in back of Hester in the I formation. Play fake to him. Flynn dumps it off, dropped by early Doucette. Ted Ginn Jr. here tonight. Boy, did he electrify the crowd in Glendale, Arizona with that 97-yard kickoff return on the opening kickoff of the game. He got hurt celebrating in the end zone. The night went south quickly for Jim Tressel in Ohio State.
His team was so exuberant about the touchdown, they injured a main cog in their attack.
3rd down and 7. They need to get to the 30. And the snap sails by Flynn, who has to cover it up at his own 5.
Snap from Brett Helms just goes right past Matt Flynn, and he does the smart thing. He just gets on the football. Sometimes being the home team can be a slight disadvantage because you have so much support around you the whole time getting ready that sometimes you come out a little over anxious and instead of excited to play, and LSU's had a few errors early.
Patrick Fisher punts from his own end zone. Hartline and small weight. What a punt by Fisher, sending Hartline to the 32. Stiff arms his way across to the 40 and spotted at the 41-yard line. A 61-yard punt, a 9-yard return. Ohio State gets it back when we return.
Dude, you get. Dude. Dude. Dude.
Dude.
Dude. Dude.
Nissan engineers know the backbone of any truck is its frame. That's why the Nissan Titan's frame is fully boxed. Unlike competitors' C-frames that are prone to flexing, our box frame is the strongest truck frame we've ever built. Just one more reason, it's the Titan of trucks. The 2008 full-size Nissan Titan.
The All-State BCS National Championship is sponsored by Nissan and the all-new Nissan Murano. Go to foxsports.com/Nissan Murano for your chance to win a trip to next year's BCS title game.
Join the live BCS play calling competition. Predict plays before the snap for your chance to win. Text BCS to 386 from your AT&T wireless phone, exclusively from AT&T, or you can play now at AT&TBlueRoom.com. Second possession for the Buckeyes starts at their own 41.
Once again, they go empty set.
And Beckman to throw on first down. Wide open, Brandon Sane. Tiptoes down the sideline all the way down to the 15. Ohio's Mr. Football a season ago, an electrifying back who is an outstanding receiver.
We talked at the top of the show about what LSU would show offensively, but don't let Jim Tressel's sweater vest fool you. He will show a lot of formations, a lot of different routes, and in this case, Brandon Sane, the second tailback on a wheel route. The corner tried to jump a hitch, and he got behind him, and Beckman found him.
Now out of the I formation, it's Wells, and he just plows ahead of the 10-yard line.
You see how Jim Tressel has called this game in reverse, opening it up on 1st and 10, hits the big pass play downfield. Watch Sane, he's number 3 right here. He's gonna get downfield on the wheel route. Watch the cornerback. He comes up, jumps, he thinks it's gonna be a short hitch to the wide receiver. That allows Sane deep into the secondary before Stelz has to make the tackle. But the first down passes loosen things up a little bit inside for the run game for Ohio State.
Early movement along the line.
Start, 71 offense, 5-yard penalty, second down.
That's a junior from just outside Cincinnati, Steve Rearing.
And those are the penalties that drive coaches crazy. You've got everything going your way, Don't stop your own momentum.
Bo Pelini, the third-year defensive coordinator, tonight, of course, his final game in this capacity. He moves on, having already been named the head coach at Nebraska. And by the way, he's an Ohio State alum.
And he said that multitasking would not hurt his preparation.
2nd and 10, Beckman inside the 10, down to the 9-yard line. Hooked up by Kirsten Pittman after a gain of 6. It is early, not even 5 minutes into the game, but Ohio State could not have scripted a better start so far.
It's been absolutely perfect. And Jim Tressel fools you with the appearance, but runs as varied an offense as you're going to see in college football when he so chooses. And thus far tonight, he has chosen to do so, and it's been very effective. And here he is coming out again, no backs, to try and pull people out of the box.
Trips to the right. Small and Hartline to the left. Beckman dropped, maybe a gain of 1. The 4th down and coming for Ohio State. Nice. And they'll send the field goal unit out.
Nice job by Bo Pelini's defense. The tough thing about running no backs and spreading and trying to throw when you're close towards the end zone is the back part of the end zone becomes an extra defender. Guys don't have to retreat as far in their coverage. They get to come up and snug up against the receivers and have tighter coverage. That time they cause Beckman to pull it down and run it.
The native South African Pretorius bangs it through the uprights. 9 minutes and 12 seconds to play in the opening quarter. Ohio State 10, LSU nothing.
Whoa, needed it. All right, Danny, you're up. Truth or dare?
Free the daredevil. Free the fun. Tostitos.
Okay, what's a 3-letter word for...
Honey, would you run out and get me something crunchy?
Crunchy.
And chewy?
Crunchy and chewy?
And cheesy?
Crunchy, chewy, cheesy. Crunchy, chewy, cheesy.
And melty?
Give in to your cravings. It's Taco Bell's Cheesy Gordita Crunch, and it's only around for a limited time. Get yours before they're gone.
Like zoinks, it's the cable guy.
Chinkies? Well, now that DirecTV has way more HD channels than cable, it's no wonder the cable guy tried to stop everyone from switching to DirecTV.
And I could have got away with it if it wasn't for you meddling kids and your dog.
Scooby-Doo!
Hook up your new flat screen to over 85 of the best HD channels. Call 1-800-DIRECTV.
With over 600 miles between fill-ups, the Nissan Altima gets better fuel economy than Accord and Camry. Just another reason why owners love the Nissan Altimas.
Saturday, the Seahawks battle Favre and the Packers. Sunday, the Giants take on Romo and the Cowboys. The NFC Divisional Playoffs this weekend, only on Fox.
Back in New Orleans, sometimes the circle of life in football can take you a number of ways, from high school through college to the BCS All-State Championship game. That's the story for two guys in this game. Two local kids from Archbishop Rummel High School here in New Orleans. Playing in this one, LSU's Craig Stelz, the defensive back. Ohio State's Nader Abdullah. They played their games at John Yeti Stadium. They toiled on the practice field during their early years as teammates. In 2003, they were Catholic League champions. Tonight, only one will be a champion. One a Buckeye, one an LSU Tiger. The two will be forever linked, and they're both thankful for that. Tom?
Chris, great stuff. We thank you very much. Petrie set to kick it away already for the second time tonight. 5 is Williams, 8 is Holiday. And again, a booming kick into the end zone by Petrie. And Holiday takes a knee. Let's take a look at the Fox jumper scope going back to the big pass play to Brandon Sane.
Bottom of the screen, Beanie Wells is your outside receiver. The running back lined up as a wide receiver. What happens? Chevish Jackson, the all-conference corner, jumps the hitch route. Ali Highsmith, the linebacker, follows him. Brandon Sane in the slot, gets downfield unimpeded until Craig Stelz pulls him down late.
Pat Flynn brings him back out there. It's an LSU offense that became the first in school history to score more than 500 points in a season. This is Jacob Hester. He's out across the 20, maybe picks up a yard, tripped up by Larry Grant. We'll call it a gain of 2. Ohio State, the #1 ranked team defensively in college football. Golston on one end, the freshman Hayward on the other end. Linebacking core, competitive, tough, fast. Marcus Freeman, you know about James Laurinaitis, and the lone senior starter is Larry Grant. In the secondary, an All-American is Malcolm Jenkins, Donald Washington, a first-year starter, Kurt Coleman, a first-year starter, at strong safety.
Got the speed guy in the game now, Trendon Holiday, the 5'5" speedster at the top of the screen.
Hester on the pitch. And this stingy, and we mean stingy, Ohio State defense knocks him down, led by Larry Grant. And you look at some of the numbers, the Buckeyes #1 in scoring defense. They only give up 10 points a game. #1 in pass defense, #1 in total defense. They're 3rd in the country in rushing defense, 3rd in sacks, 6th in tackles for loss.
There's a defensive coordinator, Jim Haycock, and what often gets lost is that they were very good defensively last year until the final 2 games of the year against Michigan and Florida. This year, they're even better.
3rd and 7, good protection, and a catch by Doucette. They'll move the chains for the first time tonight. Early Doucette, the senior from St. Martinville, Louisiana. 4th all-time in receptions at LSU.
What this first down does for LSU is allows them to exhale a little bit and kind of get into the game. A little bit shell-shocked with the start. Ohio State hit them hard with the long run. Then they came back on defense and snapped the ball past the quarterback. Couldn't get anything going. That first down, key for LSU.
Play fake to Scott. Again, Flynn to throw it. Drops it off to his fullback, Quinn Johnson. To the 37-yard line. Ohio State on defense, Vernon Golston. 13 sacks on the year, including 3 in the season finale against Michigan. James Laurinaitis, the 2007 Butkus Award winner, led the team with over 100 tackles. And in the secondary, Malcolm Jenkins, a second-team All-American, first-team All-Big Ten performer.
All-Americans at all 3 levels, defensive line, linebacker, and in the secondary, we have a matchup of 2 teams with that exact configuration.
And off to Hester. Laurinaitis steps up to meet him at the 40. So another 3rd down upcoming. What an outstanding kid. What an outstanding player is Jacob Hester. A complete player who can do it all. Run it, catch it, blocks out of the backfield, will play fullback sometimes, plays on special teams. A hard-nosed runner with very deceptive speed.
And he has the trust of his head coach and offensive coordinator. That's why he got the ball to start the season. That's why he continues to get the ball. He never turns it over. His last fumble, his freshman year, 2004.
3rd and 3. Hester a first down and then some. Across midfield all the way down to the 40-yard line.
But to the left side of your screen. Number 74, Brett Helms, great positioning. Herman Johnson, 79, folds through. There's Lyle, hit 65. And when the hole opens, look at the eyes of Jacob Hester. Now they're focused downfield. See how he's looking left and right to try and find him? Then he takes on Anderson Russell and wins the battle for another couple of yards.
A gain of 20. Flynn looking towards the sideline, lofts it into the hands, and making a catch, getting a foot down is early Doucette to the 24.
What we just saw on that throw, a 16-yard gain for LSU, was great touch by Matt Flynn to his #1 target, early Doucette. Look at how he gets the ball over Anderson Russell, number 21. Doucette comes down, first foot down, even gets a second foot down for good measure. But what a great job they did in the offseason working together, developing that chemistry.
Doucette takes a handoff and dances his way to the 20-yard line. A gain of 4, 2nd and 6 upcoming. Well, these amazing pictures are provided by the DLP Amazing Picture Cam. DLP is the official HD TV of the BCS on Fox. It's amazing. It's the mirrors. So after an early Buckeye touchdown, followed up by a field goal, LSU has marched down the field. Like play of this drive coming up.
Gone to the pistol formation.
Hard running inside the 15 for Charles Scott, their 4th leading rusher this season.
I mean, you talk about the 3rd leading rusher, so you're talking about Jacob Hester is their leading guy, Keelan Williams, their speed guy, number 2, Charles Scott, number 32, just got the carry. They'll also run Trendon Holiday, their super fast guy, number 8, and Richard Murphy is liable to get some carries too. 5 different backs that they trust with the football.
Well, when they need the big yards, Hester's in the game.
But when they need big yards, big play, key plays, look for him to touch it.
3rd and 1. Hester, first down yardage to the Ohio State 12.
When they go into the huddle and they hear the play call for number 18, Jacob Hester, watch the double tight ends there. Dixon 82, Zinger 89. See them both blocked down? That allows hit 65 and number 40, Sean Jordan, to fold around and clear a hole for Jacob Hester. But when they hear number 18's play call, everyone has more confidence. Everyone works harder at their job because they believe in him carrying the football.
2 tight end set, Doucette in motion, and Flynn going to keep it himself. And nowhere to go. Larry Grant, who grew up in Norcross, Georgia, in on the tackle. Flynn injured his ankle early in the year, missed a game. He injured his shoulder the 2nd to last game of the season. Did not play in the SEC championship. Ryan Perrilloux started that game and was the MVP.
And don't be surprised if we see Ryan Perrilloux in the ball game pretty soon, just to get his feet wet. Check out a package and see what he can get done. They have more confidence in him now than they did earlier in the season when he was struggling with off-the-field issues. Trendon Holiday, number 8, in the backfield now.
Flynn, it almost appeared to be a busted play of some kind, and
he was
Holman
play
there
faking
along with Denlinger and a host of other Buckeyes.
And he's letting Trendon Holiday know about it too, because he was play fake. It was a play action type play, and there was no back to fake it to. Flynn was left exposed and then buried by the defensive front of Ohio State. Watch, Holiday goes out wide, no one there, and Nader Abdallah, who Chris Myers just profiled from right here in New Orleans, gets his first big tackle of the game.
Perfect on 3rd down so far in this drive. This by far the most lengthy in 3rd and 13.
One receiver is Doucette, number 9, but Brandon LaFell, number 1's a nice target.
Timeout,
LSU forced to spend a timeout. 2:31 to play in the opening quarter. Ohio State in front, 10-0.
With over 600 miles between fill-ups, the Nissan Altima gets better fuel economy than Accord and Camry. Just another reason why owners love the Nissan Altimas.
Stopping. It's not that hard. And only Allstate pays you an extra bonus to do it. Get one of these every 6 months you go without an accident. Can you afford not to be in good hands?
Budweiser's not just a beer, it's a lager. An authentic American lager, which is one of the most difficult beers to brew. Lagers are so crisp and clean, you can't hide imperfections. Look at that. Darker, cloudier beers can be more forgiving of flaws. Why does Budweiser go to all this effort? For this.
So I hear you found a cure for the blur.
When's it happen?
Every Sunday. Post pattern, streaking into the end zone. On national TV, no less.
The mirrors will clear you up.
Yeah. Now I can do my dance, baby. Oh, yeah, bring it down.
Go, baby.
It's amazing.
It's the mirrors.
DLP HD TV. Millions of tiny mirrors take motion blur out of sports action.
Go to Best Buy today for amazing financing deals on DLP HD TVs.
What are you doing?
Making a call.
To who?
Allstate.
You want to think about that?
Oh, yeah. Oh.
Yeah. Idiot.
The All-State BCS National Championship on Fox is sponsored by Southwest Airlines. With Southwest Airlines' convenient nonstop flights, it's like having your own company plane. And by All-State, proud sponsors of college football. Are you in good hands?
Aerial coverage brought to you by Bud Light. Endless refreshment from start to finish. Bud Light keeps it coming. Les Miles, a Michigan man. Jim Tressel, the head coach at Ohio State. I think we can start calling Les Miles an LSU man.
He's definitely an LSU man, and Ohio State likes to play man in this situation in the red zone.
Flynn under heavy heat from Golston, and Hayward has to throw it away.
I know Les Miles has a reputation as being a gambling type coach, but you don't do anything but kick it right here. Colt David has set a single season record for kickers at LSU. Try and get 3 on the board and not have this drive be in vain. Nice job by Ohio State, forcing Flynn out of the pocket.
A 32-yard field goal try for David out of the hold of Matt Flynn. And the kick is right down the middle. And LSU with 2:21 to play in the opening quarter on the board. Nader Abdallah grew up in New Orleans. Proud of his defense for a big stop a moment ago.
With over 600 miles between fill-ups, the Nissan Altima gets better fuel economy than Accord and Camry. Just another reason why owners love the Nissan Altimas.
Won both games. Yeah. Well, next Saturday on Fox, the Seattle Seahawks travel to Green Bay to take on the Packers in an NFC divisional matchup. That's at 3:30 Eastern Saturday, 12:30 Pacific. And then on Sunday, the playoffs continue here on Fox. The New York Giants and the Dallas Cowboys meet for the 3rd time this year. Dallas won the first 2. Sunday's game, 4 Eastern, 1 Pacific, both in high definition, only on Fox.
Get the sense now we've settled into a football game. You know, we had a little bit of a track meet to start things off, didn't we? Big plays, both sides. Now I think we've kind of settled in. Okay, let's go mano a mano. Let's see who comes out.
Very short kick will be handled by Maurice Wells at the 10, to the 25, to the 27. Well, we were there a season ago. #1 ranked unbeaten Ohio State taking on the Florida Gators for the national title. The opening kickoff, bang, Ted Ginn Jr. 93 yards for a touchdown, then injured his ankle, but Florida just chewed him up. A Dallas Baker score, an Andre Caldwell score, Chris Leak the MVP. Gators won it 41-14. Ohio State tries to forget that game in a second national title game consecutively here tonight, and this is Chris Wells, and he's to the 33-yard line. I'd like to remind you, Nissan and the all-new 2009 Nissan Murano offering fans a chance to attend the 2009 FedEx BCS National Championship game in Miami. Just log on to foxsports.com for details on how to enter for your chance to win. Second and 5, they pitch it to Wells, who dodges one tackler and spins his way out to the 40, a first down. What a start for Wells. 5 carries, 87 yards, including a BCS championship game record 65-yard touchdown.
It's a terrific start for him. And on that play, he made it happen because the play was forced initially by the corners. You see Ohio State 14.5 yards per play to get the game started. It was forced by the corner. Wells cut inside of it, made it miss, and then hurdled into the secondary to pick up the first down.
Good protection this time. Wells looking for Hartline, and terrific coverage by Jonathan Zenon.
Excellent coverage by Zenon, the corner, but I like the play call by Jim Tressel. I love the aggressiveness. So many people they just got been hammered for 365 days. What went wrong? How did this happen? Why weren't you ready to play? He's come out and been aggressive from the word go tonight. You talk about exercising demons. He wasn't going to allow them to think about last year by how they started tonight's game.
There has certainly been a steely edge about this Buckeye team last season compared to the one a year ago. They pitch it to Wells on second down, and this time bottled up after a gain of 2. First time we've called Glenn Dorsey's name tonight. The most decorated defender in LSU history. Winner of the Nagurski, Lombardi, Outland, and Lott Awards.
He won everything, but watch Glenn Dorsey in the middle, number 72. Watch him play the piano, as they say, meaning moving laterally down the line of scrimmage, controlling the blocker in front of him, and falling into the tackle. Well done by the All-American, but maybe the best defensive player in the country.
3rd and 8.
This is what Ohio State wanted to avoid, getting behind the chains, 3rd and long.
Beckman steps up, and incomplete, looking at Hartline. Hartline looking for a flag, didn't get it.
I still say an excellent call on first down. Take your shot downfield, be aggressive. The problem for them was 2nd and 10. They didn't pick up very much. Ended up 3rd and long, and that allowed LSU to get their nickel and dime package on the field and cover the receivers. I do like the aggressiveness of Ohio State, though. I like how they've come out. They're going to go ahead and challenge LSU. And not sitting there saying Glenn Dorsey and that defense is so good. Let's go make them be good tonight.
A.J. Trapasso, the Ohio State punter. Chad Jones, the freshman, stands at his own 20. Angle toward the sideline. Jones from the 8. And still on his feet. The 15, the ball is loose. And who's got it? There is a scramble at the 15-yard line. The Buckeyes say they have it.
Everybody's pulling and grabbing, of course. A shoe just came out of the pile.
And it looks like Harry Coleman is at the bottom of the pile with the football for LSU.
And how big is this for LSU? Excellent tackle by Marcus Freeman, works the ball free. Now, who's going to get on top of it? Looks like both sides have a shot at it. And Coleman, number 24, Nice job. Marcus Freeman is the linebacker that's forgotten for Ohio State because of all the plaudits for James Laurinaitis, and deservedly so. But Marcus Freeman can flat out play on the outside.
Matt Flynn on a shotgun, looking right, throws to Doucette. And he's to the 22-yard line. On the final play of the opening quarter, a gain of 6. Ohio State jumped out to a 10-0 lead. LSU comes back, kicks a field goal, 10-3. We move to quarter number
2. A sleek, responsive touchscreen. VCast video, music, and GPS navigation ready.
Turn left.
And that's just the half of it. The Voyager, with full keyboard and touchscreen. Touch does more on America's most reliable wireless network, Verizon Wireless.
Okay, let's get started. Tom, how are we doing?
Well, at FedEx Kinko's, ground shipping rates are less than at the UPS store, which has substantially reduced overhead.
And with the savings, we were able to buy these massage chairs.
Everybody likes a good massage. Sorry, I'm late. Right there.
Relax, it's FedEx.
You're gonna make it. Go!
Rambo, rated R, January 25th.
Is it genius or the end of Western civilization? You decide.
Is there a part of your husband's body that repulses you?
The most controversial game show comes to America. The Moment of Truth, premiering Wednesday, January 23rd on Fox.
In 6 days, the year's biggest television event is finally here.
We can't stay here, John. It's not safe.
Not safe from who?
Come with me if you want to live.
Some people never give up. Some people always fight.
Terminator, the Sarah Connor Chronicles. The 2-night premiere event begins this Sunday at 8/7 Central on Fox.
Are you game for an all-new Fox Thursday? First, the president's cousin, Billy Bush, is making news on 5th grader.
This is humiliating.
It's the family reputation on the line.
All new Celebrity Edition. Then, if you fill in the blank, you'll make huge bank.
I'm gonna panic a little bit.
Just don't forget the lyrics. An all-new Thursday starts at 8/7 Central on Fox. Are you game?
We begin the second stanza of the BCS All-State National Championship game here on Fox, along with Charles Davis and Chris Myers. For our entire crew, I'm Tom Brenneman. Great to have you with us. 10-3 Ohio State as we begin the second quarter. 2nd and 4 for LSU from their own 21. Hand off to Hester. Short of the first down, it appears by a yard. Colston, Laurinaitis, Freeman converge on the tackle. Our game summary brought to you by Ford. You look at the numbers, overwhelmingly in Ohio State's favor, but it's only a 7-point spread.
Obviously, the Chris Wells 65-yard touchdown helps tilt things in the favor of Ohio State, but you also have to compliment the play calling of Jim Tressel, throwing the ball on first down and creating good big plays that way also.
Out of the I formation, they give it to Hester. A first down. Anderson Russell hit him at the 29. And Hester ran through him after a 5-yard gain.
That's 2 plays now that I've seen Jacob Hester have to take on Anderson Russell in the secondary. And so far, Hester is 2-0 in winning that one-on-one battle, gaining additional yardage. And look who's coming to the game, number 11, Ryan Perrilloux, the backup quarterback.
Perilou played in 11 games this season, threw 8 touchdowns, 2 interceptions, ran for 251 yards, and was the MVP of the SEC championship game. He went the distance in place of the injured Flynn.
He's a runner.
The option, he got it away to Keelan Williams, and he's run out of bounds close to a first down. Wow. And a flag comes in late along the sideline.
It's going to be the late hit on the sideline, I believe, as Williams goes out of bounds. I think they're going to flag Ohio State for a little extra.
Play, personal foul, number 92 on the defense. Late hit out of bounds, 15 yards out of the dead ball spot, first down.
The thing about Perilou being in the game is that the entire playbook is open for LSU, but what he's most known for when he first comes into the game is quarterback run series. As we take a look at the end of the play, Brandon LaFell, number 1, blocking on Donald Washington. I'm not sure that that was actually based on that angle. It looked like he was being pushed as he went over the sideline, but the official's right there saying he got knocked out of bounds. He was hit after he was out of bounds.
Flynn right back in there, works out of the shotgun, drops it off to Williams. And the true freshman from Sewanee, Georgia, Cameron Hayward, runs him down, a freshman All-American. He is the son of the late Craig Ironhead Hayward. They think he'll be a great one.
Watch this pursuit by this guy inside the down defensive lineman, Cameron Hayward, number 97. Goes through, pursues, and runs down one of the faster backs for LSU, Keelan Williams. That's a beautiful play by a defensive end and a freshman, true freshman at that. Even has Jim Tressel excited by his play.
Loss of a yard, 2nd and 11. Flynn to a wide open Demetrius Byrd to the 25. And a flag is down on the play, right where the tackle was made.
Caught him in a zone blitz, Tom.
Personal foul, face mask number 33 on the defense. Out the distance to the goal, first down.
Watch coming from the top, Kurt Coleman from the right of your screen. Golston in his face, Coleman comes, but finding him in the hole. And right there, Laurinaitis at the end of the play has a face mask on Demetrius Byrd, the receiver, which tacks on big yardage at the end of a big game.
LSU quickly to the line of scrimmage, and a touchdown to Richard Dixon. Upcoming for Court David, 4th receiving touchdown this season for Dixon. He is an outstanding tight end.
Matt Flynn has a special connection with him, but I love what the man they call the Wizard dialed up there, the offense coordinator Gary Croton, a special formation that made it unbalanced, it appeared, to Richard Dixon on the backside, and they went hurry up before Ohio State had a chance to react. And Dixon takes it into the end zone. Flynn celebrates, and we have a tie ball game.
Imagine you tailgating in Glendale, Arizona, with 5 plasma screens, a built-in grill, and enough attitude to rule the parking lot. Enter the Built Ford Tough Champions tailgate, and you could win this customized F-150 and a trip to Glendale for your very own tailgate party. Win the truck. Tailgate like a champion. Go to foxsports.com/tailgate.
Whoa, needed it. right, Danny. You're up. Truth or dare?
Free the daredevil. Free the fun. Tostitos.
The bucket list. The list of all the things to do before we kick the bucket. We can do this.
I hate your guts!
The bucket list. Proud of you. Nobody cares what you think.
Rated PG-13. Now playing in select cities everywhere January 11th.
Like zoinks, it's the cable guy.
Well, now that DirecTV has way more HD channels than cable, he had to try to stop everyone from switching to DirecTV.
Get over 85 of the best channels in HD now on DirecTV.
The dream has never been bigger.
I sacrificed my entire life back home for this.
Now, as the journey begins, which idol will rise? Dream big. American Idol, the 2-hour premiere, Tuesday, January 15th on Fox.
Well, after a shaky opening possession for the Bayou Bengals, followed up by a 14-play drive, a field goal, and a touchdown throw to Richard Dixon to tie this All-State BCS National Championship game at 10 apiece.
And we were talking about the aggressiveness of Jim Tressel. Gary Croton matched his aggressiveness on that drive with a little bit of sleight of hand with the last formation.
Godet, another very short kick. Way Small from the 12-yard line. And he is hammered at the 23.
Take a look at what LSU did on the touchdown. First and foremost, they bunch 4 receivers here, which brings all of Ohio State secondary here. But look, there's no one back here for the tight end, Richard Dixon, who is in an unbalanced formation. No coverage whatsoever. They confused him with the alignment, outflanked them, and get him back on the short side. An easy throw for Flynn, and Richard Dixon did not miss the layup. There's Gary Croton, the offensive coordinator, former head coach at BYU and Louisiana Tech. He's got plenty more in his bag tonight that he wants to use.
Beanie Wells breaks it to the outside across the 30, just stiff arms Jackson, crosses midfield. Wow. Chevis Jackson run over on the stiff arm from Chris Wells.
How about that? This is an offensive line that has been maligned since last year's title game against Florida. Tonight, coupled with their fullbacks, Tyler Whaley, number 42, Ben Person, 63, and look at this straight arm by Chris Wells, knocking over Chevis Jackson, the all-SEC corner. Archie Griffin is the #1 name in Ohio State history running the football. Chris Wells trying to join in on that list.
Well, he's passed him tonight for the all-time sophomore single-season rushing record. Beckman to throw on first down. This is Brian Robisky inside the 30 to the 28-yard line. Of course, Robisky, his father, a legendary figure in LSU history, the MVP of the Southeastern Conference back in 1976. His father's here tonight, an assistant coach with the Miami Dolphins. And even though he's an LSU alum, he says, I ain't rooting for LSU.
Now, when it comes to blood, blood's going to win ahead of school when blood's involved in the contest.
Chris Wells again, and this time there to meet him is Kirsten Pittman. Flags now litter the field. Archie Griffin, what an unbelievable career he had, a 2-time Heisman Trophy winner. The only player to do so in 74 and 75. Led the Buckeyes in rushing 4 straight years. 5,589 career rushing yards, still the most in school history. And now he is the president of the Ohio State Alumni Association. Great player, an even better human being. But now as a sophomore, Chris Wells has passed Archie Griffin for the most yards in a single season. Well, a flag again will go against Ohio State and will back them up 15 more yards.
There appeared to be a personal foul. Looked like it was Steve Raring, number 71, working against number 48, middle linebacker Derry Beckwith, and Raring was flagged on the play, setting back Ohio State.
Beckman throws to a wide open receiver, Brandon Sane. And he's all the way to the 20-yard line.
It's a nice gain because it brings up a manageable third down play for Ohio State. But this is a play that could have broken even bigger if Todd Beckman doesn't stumble and isn't bothered in the pocket. If he could have gotten the ball off quicker, they could have had an even bigger play. Look at the All-American safety, Craig Stelz, holding his right arm, his right wrist. Obviously not a good sign for LSU. And if you're Ohio State's coaches in the box, you're taking a look at that and maybe trying to find a way to isolate your guy on Craig Stelz.
3rd and 3, empty backfield. Beckman lofts it to the end zone. Touchdown, Robisky. No! They say it sprung loose. It looked like he had it momentarily. And then that ball came out of there. And Stelz is still in a great deal of pain.
And it hurt them in coverage because of his pain. He was late getting to an assignment, and it ended up one-on-one. He was the deep safety on this play. Not able to come over and help out Shevish Jackson on the short side, and now they're attending to him out on the field.
Well, what an outstanding play by Jackson. That ball was in the midst of Robisky, and he knocked it loose. We'll be back.
There are people out there who have the power to go anywhere.
Did I just teleport?
They're called jumpers.
You think you're the only one?
And on February 14th, they're in theaters everywhere.
My computer knows everything I am and everything I want to be. Here's my photo gallery. Dad took these, almost like he knew something. I track my competition online, see who's got game and who doesn't. Goodbye. Before a match, I listen to Andre. Hey, get out of here.
Yeah.
Here's what they tell me I'm gonna look like in my new video game. Yeah, there it is. Whoa, what do you think of this new design I'm working on with Nike? I like that. I do a little acting too, so I'm always studying movies. You've got to check out this one. And I'm always collecting inspiration for my line. It's called Daenerys, but it's designed by Serena.
The HP Pavilion Slimline Desktop, served up with Windows Vista Home Premium. The computer is personal again.
On February 14th, anywhere is possible.
Take a deep breath.
Jumper, rated PG-13.
What do you say? I buy the gas, you buy the food?
Okay.
You know you could have been a wonder, taking your circus to the sky. You couldn't take it on the tightrope. No, you had to take it on the side.
Introducing the new 35 miles per gallon Ford Focus.
Next time I'm buying the gas.
The All-State BCS National Championship on Fox is sponsored by Bud Light. Endless refreshment from start to finish. Bud Light keeps it coming.
Our aerial coverage from New Orleans brought to you by Bud Light. Endless refreshment from start to finish. Bud Light keeps it coming. 4th down and 3, 11 minutes to play until halftime, and Ohio State sending Ryan Pretorius to the field, a 37-yard field goal try.
If I'm LSU, I'm playing alert here on defense, watching for the fake.
No fake, and it's blocked by LSU. Beckwith got it at the 35. It looked like Jean-Francois got a paw on the football.
The 4th block this year of a Pretorius kick. And Ricky Jean-Francois, number 90, barrels through, knocks over Ben Person, number 63, and gets his right paw up in the air and swats it away. He gets the leverage on Person, knocks him back into the backfield, and bats the field goal down. Now you see why they were so happy to get Ricky Jean-Francois back on the team at the end of the year. His first game, the SEC title game this season.
Clearly the momentum is swung to the Bengal Tigers, and all the way out to the 48-yard line, it's Jacob Hester, a pickup of 15. Let's send it downstairs to Chris Myers.
Tom, of the LSU sideline players admitted they were a little jittery to start with things. They've calmed down. Their coach is playing as much as psychologists as anything. No real adjustments, just stay in your lanes. In fact, LSU players have said that they've given us their best shot. Now we'll give them ours. We'll have an update on Eric Steltz's injury in just a moment.
The offensive line is really starting to move the defensive front of Ohio State.
They run the option. Golston doesn't take the bait, but had no help behind him. And the pitch goes to Richard Murphy, and that's a gain of nearly 9. Let's take a look at the Fox jumper scope, the last touchdown.
Unbalanced line back to the backside, but you got a bunch out 4, including an offensive line scrimmage. Kirk Coleman, the safety number 4, is playing that side because of the numbers. And he does now realize Richard Dixon backside is an eligible receiver. Easy pitch and catch for the touchdown after a tremendous formation sent in by Gary Croton, their offensive coordinator.
Second and about 1.5 yards at the Ohio State 45. Play fake to Keelan Williams, lobbing down the sideline. Incomplete. Malcolm Jenkins, number 2, step for step with Demetrius Byrd, number 2, and Larry Grant put a hit on Mr. Flynn.
And if Larry Grant does not get in there and disrupt the timing of that play, LSU has something going. They decided to take a shot. Good field position, play action, trying to get deep, but Larry Grant got in the face of Matt Flynn, unable to keep his feet clean. Step into the throw and give it his best shot. Nice job by Larry Grant on defense for Ohio State.
Hester this time will come off in a slot to the left. Ball third and less than 2. Flynn, a short drop, and there's a tight end. This time it's Singer inside the 30 to the 28. They're saying the ground caused the fumble. That is a first down for LSU.
When I talked with Gary Croton before this game, what he talked about was the idea of playing against the zone blitz style. Watch James Laurinaitis, number 33, in the middle. See, they're going to key him. As he moves to the flat, they just go into the hole he vacated. And when you have zone blitzes and you have to move people to cover holes, oftentimes your tight end or your inside receiver becomes a primary guy. You've got to get the ball to him early in the hole. That's exactly what Matt Flynn did.
First and 10 Tigers from the 26. Quarterback keeper for Flynn. And coming off that shoulder injury, you wonder how many of those attempts they want him to have tonight.
See, they want the quarterback run game in to try and even up numbers and make Ohio State become a little more balanced on defense. Make them wary about blitzing and going after the quarterback. But the better guy to run those plays is Ryan Perrilloux. Bigger, stronger, thicker guy. Matt Flynn is capable, but if Matt Flynn's going to get you yardage on a play, Ryan Perrilloux will probably get you a few yards more on the same play.
Ohio State jumped in front 10-0. 10 unanswered points for LSU, and now they're banging on the door after blocking an Ohio State field goal attempt a moment ago. They pitch it to Holiday, cuts it back the other way, and Chekwa trips him up at the 16, very close to a first down.
This is what spreading out a defense does for you, because now Vernon Golston has to either take the pitch man or the quarterback. He takes quarterback, and then Trendon Holiday just navigates his way through the Ohio State defense to put them in position on 3rd and short. A tremendous run on the cutback, but it's versus man coverage. Hard to account for everyone if you're Ohio State on defense. And of course, who's back there? Hester, number 18.
Flynn on the keeper to the 15. That is a first down for LSU. Enormous swings emotionally in this game. A couple of early punches landed by Ohio State to get out in front. LSU comes up with a stop after very bad field position on a 3rd try. Kicks a field goal, ties the game after a second lengthy drive, and now they block a field goal attempt and marched inside the 20.
And LSU's offensive line starting to take control of the game here in this position during this quarter, as well as Gary Croton's formations limiting what Ohio State can do to attack defensively.
Batted down by Grant on a first down pass attempt. 2nd and 10.
How about Larry Grant? We've talked about James Laurinaitis. Watch Grant, number 6 on the pass rush here. We talked about Laurinaitis. We talked about Freeman. Grant in the face of Flynn. No one there to block him. Bats the ball away. We've seen him put great pressure on Matt Flynn on this drive, create an incompletion. And this one he knocks away for a 2nd incompletion. This is the 4th straight national championship game Larry Grant's playing in, 2 in junior college, and now 2 BCS championship games. He's 0-3, desperately wants a win.
Play clock down to 2-1. They just do get it off. Flynn to keep it. And he's to the 10-yard line. 3rd and 5 for the Tigers upcoming. And coming up on the Southwest halftime show, Chris Rose, Jimmy Johnson, Eddie George, Urban Meyer will recap the opening half. The All-State Alumni Kicker Challenge will take place. And we'll get a look at the Ohio State and LSU marching band coming your way on the Southwest Airlines halftime show.
How about LSU's huddle? They huddle up pretty much right on the ball. Almost telling Ohio State we can turn around and attack anytime we want to, so you better be sharp with your substitutions. Spreading them out yet again, Tom. Try and create man coverage.
Flynn rolling left, lofts it to the end zone. Touchdown, LaFell. LaFell, his 4th touchdown reception of the season. Point after by Colt David is good. 17 unanswered points for the LSU Tigers. Back-to-back-to-back outstanding drives. Capped off by the touchdown and a 7-point LSU lead. You're watching the All-State BCS National Championship on Fox.
I don't think you're supposed to put coins in there.
Want to get away? Now you can. With Southwest Airlines Internet specials, you could fly to over 60 destinations nationwide for just $49 to $99. Purchased by January 21st.
You are now free to move about the country.
Treadmill on.
Blinds close.
Door open?
Not everything responds to your voice like Sync. Introducing Sync.
Play artists, The Strokes.
Voice activate your MP3 player, Bluetooth phone,
Call home.
Hello, and more. Sync, powered by Microsoft, exclusively on new Ford, Lincoln, and Mercury vehicles.
It's gut check time. I tell you what, whoever stops him gets a Bud Light on me.
Let's go, fellas.
What?
Endless refreshment from start to finish. Bud Light keeps it coming.
What? It was a clean hit. Like zoinks, it's the cable guy.
Chinkies? Well, now that DirecTV has way more HD channels than cable, it's no wonder the cable guy tried to stop everyone from switching to DirecTV.
And I could have got away with it if it wasn't for you meddling kids and your dog. Scooby-Doo!
Hook up your new flat screen to over 85 of the best HD channels. Call 1-800-DIRECTV.
American Express card members, log on to fox.com/Prison Break to get an exclusive recap of where Prison Break left off and an insider's preview of all new episodes beginning January 14th. Are you missing out, or are you a card member?
Welcome back. Matt Flynn just completed his second touchdown pass of the night, and he missed the SEC championship game with a bad shoulder. But anyone who knows the toughness of Matt Flynn did not expect him to miss this ball game. In high school, he played all the way through the state semifinals on a broken foot, aided by the blocking of Saran Black, his teammate here at LSU.
LSU, its first lead of the night. Goday's kick will be fielded by Ray Small at the 10-yard line. And still on his feet, crossing the 30 out to the 31.
Two touchdown pass on the night by Matt Flynn. The first one, very easy. Pitch and catch. The formation caught them. But the last one I was really impressed with. Moving to his left on the run, throws against his body. A perfect strike to Brandon LaFell, breaking into the back part of the end zone for the touchdown. Nice touch by Matt Flynn. And any questions about his shoulder should now have been answered.
And you get the feeling this all of a sudden becomes a very important drive offensively for Ohio State.
Agreed.
Chris Wells met at the line of scrimmage by Glenn Dorsey, and some talking going on. Beckwith and Rearing getting tangled up.
Watch Dorsey, number 72. He's the big guy going to come inside and make the play, but he gets help because Marlon Favorite, number 99, clogs things up in the middle, allows Dorsey to come behind the block, fold behind the play, and make the tackle. You don't want to get number 72 emotionally involved in the game as well as physically. The rest of the defense feeds off of him.
Greg Stelz has not come back on the field defensively for LSU. Harry Coleman, 24, replaces him in the secondary. Beckman to throw, incomplete. He had an eye on Hartline, and a flag comes in. There's a lot of jawing going on between the Ohio State offensive line and the defensive line of LSU.
Well, the push is really coming from the defensive line of LSU at this point of the ball game. They've really started to move the line of scrimmage backwards against Ohio State's front after Ohio State had plenty of success early in the game. Watch now for LSU to lock up man for man against the receivers and try and use that big defensive front against Todd Beckman.
Brandon Sane in motion, and they're coming after Beckman, who lofts it to the far side, and it is intercepted by Shevis Jackson to the 30, the 25, and run out of bounds.
LSU doesn't believe Ohio State can hurt them out wide with their receivers, so they safety blitz. Bo Pelini dials it up, man for man in the coverage, and Harry Coleman, Shevis Jackson, the all-conference corner. With a great pick, Harry Coleman provided the pressure with the safety blitz that forced Beckman to unload the football.
And that's Coleman, who just came in on this series for the injured All-American Craig Stelz.
He's also the same Harry Coleman who recovered the fumble of Chad Jones deep in their territory after a punt that saved LSU earlier this game.
Well, now LSU trying to add to a 7-point lead. Flynn, good protection, steps up, delivers a strike to the 15-yard line. The catch made by Demetrius Byrd. Let's check in downstairs with Chris Myers.
Tommy, Eric Stelz been taken to the locker room. Officially, they're calling it a stinger. They did check him for a concussion, worked on his right shoulder. Craig Stelz said, I'm a senior. I don't want to miss this no matter what. The trainer said, well, if we can get you all right, you'll get back in there. But right now, they're checking him in the locker room. Officially, it's a stinger. His shoulder bothering him. He was in pain when he went in there.
Chris, thank you very much. A gain of 8.
Playbook wide open on second and short here.
Flynn rolls, looks back the other way. Wide open is Dixon to the 5 and to the 1-yard line. Well, this #1 ranked Ohio State defense right now being toyed with by the LSU offense.
But Gary Croton has them so much on the run. What he does now is he hits them with misdirection. Earlier, he hit him with the unbalanced line and had Dixon on the backside and as an eligible receiver. This time, it was a throwback with the tight end crossing from right to left on a shallow cross. They find him again before Coleman tackles him inside the 1.
They hand it on first down, and leaping into the air is Hester, and he is chopped down by Laurinaitis. 2nd and goal. Well, we talked about Ohio State in the top 3 in every major category. And so far, they've already allowed 17 points, 197 total yards. They only give up 225 per game on average.
And look at the third downs, 7 of 9. This is a team that for the year on third down is only giving up 31%.
Hester denied the end zone for a 2nd straight try, met head on by Dexter Larimore.
Not much that you can, get on Gary Croton about tonight in play calling. But if I've got Jacob Hester in that situation, rather than run him from the fullback spot where he doesn't gain the momentum, get a guy in front of him, get Sean Jordan, get Quinn Johnson, the normal fullbacks, let those guys hammer out a hole and let Hester follow in behind him. I'd have him at tailback, not fullback.
Ohio State allowed just 2 rushing touchdowns the entire season. That's the lowest in the FBS going back 12 years in college football. But right now they have their hands full with this LSU offense.
Going to the game this weekend?
Yeah, I'm on the team.
Good one.
Not the towel boy.
Get in there, Justin. Go! Get in here, son. You make this, and everybody's going to know your name, Stevens.
It's Smith, sir.
Exactly.
No one cares who the kicker is until you need him. Kind of like car insurance. Are you in good hands?
The Ford F-150 is equipped with vented disc brakes, standard on all 4 wheels. They're vented so they stay cooler, perform better, and maximize stopping power. So even though you'll probably never have to haul a 30,000-pound aircraft, at least you know you can stop one.
Okay, people, time to rock and roll. Your stocks are up, your stocks are down. We have 5 emails. The first one is from Alexandra.
Rise and shine, short one. Kung Fu today.
Thanks, Sven.
Okay, just to recap our schedules.
List called.
Thanks, Sven.
Forecast is cold today, so bundle up. Let's move it along. Let's rock and roll.
If you can't get a Sven in 2008, get one of these exclusive AT&T smartphones. It'll keep you and your family organized. Just $99.99, only from AT&T.
The All-State BCS National Championship is sponsored by DirecTV. Now get over 85 of the best channels in HD and more coming throughout the year. By the Ford F-150, built Ford tough. And by Tostitos, free the fun.
I think this is 4-down territory here for LSU if they don't lose yardage on this play. Look for Hester or the play fake and find a tight end.
Going to hand it to Hester, and he is met at the goal line. No signal given yet, and now a touchdown for LSU.
He got in on sheer second effort there. The one thing about Jacob Hester, hard to knock him backwards. Watch the first effort, stymied at the line of scrimmage. Right there, he's met. Looks like Laurinaitis, but then as he turns, watch him wiggle and move his body and turn and fall and stay with it. And now he falls right on the goal line. Touchdown, LSU.
Point after attempt by Colt David. Good snap, good hold, good kick. 24 unanswered points from the LSU Tigers, and they lead by 14, 24-10, or 16 to play until halftime.
Linda. Call Linda. Call office. Call Matt. Call Armand. Call Karen. Call Karen.
The 2008 Ford Fusion. No matter who you are behind the wheel, the Fusion can handle it.
After a 10-0 lead for Ohio State, 24 consecutive points for the LSU Tigers.
I think it's going to be very important on this drive for Ohio State to not get away from what they came into the game wanting to do. Hit some short passes to try and open things up, still run the football with Beanie Wells, because if they all of a sudden abandon that now at 24-10, you're handing Bo Pelini a blank slate to dial up his blitzes and mixed up coverages and get after the quarterback. And Todd Beckman's not exactly mobile in the pocket.
Small from his own 11-yard line, bobbles it once, picks it cleanly, and tries to go to the left and turn the corner and is denied. We talked so much already tonight about Jacob Hester. What do his teammates think about him?
I think he's just one of those old school football players. You know, he can play any position. If we asked him to play linebacker, he could. If we asked him to play safety, he could. You know, it's just one of those things that he just has a knack for the game. Just has a knack for seeing the field and just knows what to do. And you know, he's just one of those guys that is just a solid rock on the team. You know, you can count on him for anything.
And what an even better young man.
We had a blast meeting with him. And he's such a great football player. His wife allows him to keep a bust of Elvis in the house.
Beckman to throw on first down, and nearly intercepted. Was the catch made? No. A tip ball. Hartline came down with a football, but it appeared to be out of bounds. Already an interception a moment ago by Beckman, leading to the touchdown.
Two deep coverage from LSU. The safety over the top, but the corner, Jonathan Zenon, number 19, had responsibility for underneath coverage. He actually read the play and dropped back, fell back into the coverage to get a hand on the football and help cause the incompletion. Terrific read by Jonathan Zenon from the corner position.
And still no return from the All-American safety, Craig Steltz. They pitch it to Wells on the short field, and he picks up maybe 2.
And now you're on 3rd and 8 territory. You're in Bo Pelini land right now. The defensive coordinator for LSU, he's going to dial up something big here. I think he feels like his corners can really lock up, and he'll get after them.
For amazing pictures provided by the DLP Amazing Picture Cam. DLP, the official HD TV of the BCS on Fox. It's amazing. It's the mirrors.
Last time he dialed up a safety blitz with number 24, Harry Coleman. I expect something similar here. Someone's going to get after the quarterback.
They're coming after Beckman, who throws to Hartline. He turns the corner, and that's good enough for an Ohio State first down, and boy, do the Buckeyes need that.
It's an overload blitz from the backside of Todd Beckman from his blind side. He showed a nice amount of poise, staying in the pocket. He knew the pressure was there and stepped into the throw and delivered it accurately to Hartline, who made the catch and turned upfield for a key first down for Ohio State.
Beckman, through the first 10 games of the season, he threw 23 touchdown passes and only 8 interceptions. The final 2 games of the year, without a touchdown pass, was picked off 4 times.
Now the game at Michigan was abysmal weather. I give him a little bit of a free pass there, but Illinois was not effective at all.
And around from Hartline, and he's tripped up out to the 39-yard line. A first down gain of 5 for Brian Hartline, the lanky sophomore out of North Canton, Ohio.
Brian Hartline, the Big Ten Sportsmanship Award, Ohio State University honoree. Each team in the Big Ten has an honoree, but don't let that fool you. He has a lot of toughness and grit about him. Gets that from his mom, he says, who was really the driving force behind his career. Has a brother who plays football at the University of Kentucky. He's a quarterback. You think those two didn't talk a lot about Big Ten versus SEC, speed versus strength? Who's the superior conference?
Beckman in trouble. Down he goes. The ball is loose. It looks like Ohio State. Steve Raring covered it up all the way back at the 30-yard line. Clock continuing to run to 2:10.
Remember early in the game where they were able to sneak Brandon Sane out of the backfield and they were going to run and they ran the wheel route with him and they had a big play? This time that route was taken away downfield. Great coverage in the secondary made him hold the football. So here comes Tyson Jackson, number 93, with a big hit and knocks the ball free. Anytime you hold the ball against LSU, there's usually a collision at the quarterback.
3rd down and 13.
But now they're bunched up in there showing the blitz.
Slant to Hartline, but nowhere near first down yardage. It is a catch out to the 37-yard line, but Ohio State will have to punt it away.
See, right now, Bo Pelini, the defensive coordinator for LSU, has no belief that Ohio State can really sting him outside with their receivers. He feels like his corners and his slot coverage guy will lock up anyone that Ohio State has. Thus, he's able to get after the quarterback in a big way.
Told you, Bo Pelini grew up in Youngstown, Ohio. Played at Ohio State from 1987 to 1990 as a free safety. In fact, was a Buckeye team captain his senior year. Final timeout used by LSU. We'll be right back.
Now when the Saints come marching in, I when the Saints go marching in, yes, I want to be in that number. I when the Saints go marching in.
Visa makes it easier for NFL fans to get ready for game day. Life takes Visa.
Under a minute to play here in the opening half. LSU in front 24-10. Ohio State to punt it away. A.J. Trapasso will send Jones back inside the 5 and into the end zone. So with 49 ticks to play until halftime, LSU will get it back with no timeouts remaining. Over the weekend, we turn our attention to the NFL on Fox divisional playoff action. Saturday, Seattle at Lambeau Field, 3:30 Eastern, 12:30 Pacific. And then on Sunday, the Giants and the Cowboys from Big D. Sunday, 4 Eastern, 1 Pacific.
Looks like a heck of a matchup, doesn't it? Rematch of earlier this season. But the way the Giants played this past Sunday gives a lot of people hope, thinking that they can really challenge Dallas in that game.
Well, now with under a minute and no more timeouts, does LSU try to go down the field and tack on?
They want to see what they get on the first play. Since they didn't get much there, I think they're just going to go ahead and tuck it in and take it to the half, up 24-10, and feeling good about how they played.
Coming up on the Southwest Halftime Show, Chris, Jimmy, Eddie George, Urban Meyer will recap this opening half. We'll have the All-State Alumni Kicker Challenge on the field. Get a look at both the LSU and Ohio State marching bands.
Tom, as we head towards the half, about early in the second quarter, the lines of LSU started to take charge in this game, offense and defense, and that's really been the tale.
What an amazing turn of events. After that early 10-0 Ohio State lead, 24 unanswered points against Ohio State's #1 ranked defense. So we've reached the intermission of this All-State BCS National Championship game. The LSU Tigers in front, 24-10.
Running out of spaces, Curry fakes, he's gonna lateral it to Tomlin. Tomlin's chance to go.
Congratulations, Trinity, for yet another upset this season. Your game-changing performance of the year has earned your school a $100,000 general scholarship contribution from Pontiac, the official performance machines of the NCAA. We're back with the second half in a moment.